obviously fresh from the game, it's disappointing. It's a point lost in my eyes. So we just need to take the positives though during the week and move on to next week.
Mixed feelings really. I think we're happy. We're happy to come here and get a point. But I think there's also the other side where another game what we're in our grasp what we could have taken 2 from. So, but no, we've got to kick on. We've got to take it as a positive. One better than what we did last year is get on the table board. But yeah, I think at times today I think it's frustrating because we did have opportunities to get a win there. But like I said, take the positives out of it on to next week and see if we can get another couple more points on board.
Bit disappointed we didn't get the 2 points, but we dug deep and got that point we deserved, I reckon.
14-0 down. Many a side could have capitulated, but you came back with 2 tries to put it within 1 score at half-time.
Yeah, we just had to keep positive. Obviously, when things go against you, you just got to take out the chin, know what you've done wrong, and fix it on the next set. So, and like I say, when it comes down to it at the end, we end up dragging 1 point out of it. So we've got to take the positives out of that.
We've spoke a lot about starting well, and again we didn't. I suppose we did start well. It was 0-0 for quite a while, and then we started again like we always do. Letting it snowball, and it went their way. And I think what we need to do is just cut penalties out in our errors, and we seem to concede when we're letting people in our own half. As soon as we can, when we stay in the grind, it's always even. But we need to learn fast about being disciplined more clinical in what we're doing, and stop inviting teams in our half because it's costing us massively.
Yeah, it was really. It was the same as last week. Really, we've not started well. 2 weeks on the trot now. But like you said, we dug in and got back in the game, so it's very important.
Few of the attack players in that first half ended up in London interceptions. That seemed to get fixed up at half-time. What was said about that? Because he came out firing, steaming in the second half.
Yeah, that was the main talk, obviously. Weirdly, it's like defensively, we were no issues in a way, so it was all about how we completed our sets and ended our sets. Once we fixed them up, then we had them on the back foot, and then it just came down to daft errors and daft missed tackles, but that was the same for both sides, so I think that's why it ended up a draw.
Yeah, we just had a chat at John, came up with some stuff at half-time, what everyone needed to hear, and we fixed it up. We stayed a lot more composed. Our middles were great in the beginning of that second half. They run their players really well, and I think that's all it was really. We just stayed a lot more composed. The panic, didn't set in, and we know that our shapes we run will open teams up when we're doing right and when we're doing really clinical, and that's what happened in that second half when we started really well. But then obviously we give a couple of penalties away and invite them back into our half again and concede a few. So that's where we've got to learn really quickly is the penalties, in my opinion.
Just a word.
It was just how he was playing the back end of the first half. Was on top of him, was rolling them. So it looks like we just carried it on in the second half. We dropped off again, but luckily enough we came back again. So like you said, it's a good point one, but the gutted we didn't get the 2.
Featherstone Rovers fans, they'll be going home happy on the Blue Lagoon bus tonight. How important was it to have those cheering behind those posts as you were going towards that try line?
Oh, brilliant. They've been like it all year really. Even when we've had poor games, they've been right behind us and stuck by us. So all I can do is thank the fans for that, coming up to games like this.
Yeah, they're great out there. They travel everywhere. I don't think there's any better fans in this competition who travel as well as ours, and they come to France, they come down London, long journeys. I think they're great, and I think they deserve that today. We come away with that point coming from behind a couple of times. So, credit to them. The travelling numbers, I know the boys really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So we're doing this for them as well as ourselves.